Wanted to ask you this as an immunologist, the increase that we see now in autoimmune diseases. You think about our ancestors that evolved to be in the wild, to be literally eating dirt. They weren't cooking their food before they harnessed fire. There was a constant flux of bacteria and parasites just flowing into the body. And we really don't have it at the same level anymore. That could pose problems for our immune system, which is used to actively every single day probably being pushed to the brink.
I'll challenge you on that. There's several different things I can attribute to the increase. And I think one of the things a lot of people can say now is our ability to just test things now is way more advanced than it ever was before. So you can discover these things better. But autoimmune disease in its core, in its crux, is a disease that develops because your body, your immune system is overacting. It's too strong. If you need a perfect balance in your body for autoimmunity to not exist, as well as able to fight off, whatever other disease, over time, I think us as a society have developed so many tools and such an efficient way to fight off diseases that we've overstimulated our immune system. And so a lot of your immune cells that ideally would fight off these diseases or these bacteria or whatever are there, but too much. And the things that control that, which would be known as a regulatory T cell or a Treg, aren't enough of those to keep in check the strength of the immune system that you've developed to fight off other things. The relationship is, how is it different now from back in the day? We have better tools to medically treat people who would have typically died from those responses. So if someone was to be exposed for a number of reasons to a virus, a bacteria, or whatever, back in the day, you'd probably just be dead, and then there would be no training to effectively fight this off. Whereas today, you can get the medical treatments necessary to continue living a successful life. But those immune responses from trying to protect yourself from all these different responses still exist, and they're still present, and it might be overactive.